Hello, miraculously awesome squad, aka MLB fam. This episode definitely was a doozy. But before we get into all of that, please hit that awesome like, that awesome subscribe. Please comment. I love comment and share this video. Let's roll that awesome intro.
I'm happy for you two, but I'm still in love with you, Marinette. You're so radiant, so strong. How could I stop loving you? If I stay, I'm scared this pain will turn the joy I feel about seeing you together into jealousy and ruin our friendship. That's why I'm leaving.
Luca,
It's gonna be hard being away from you.
please stay. Adrian and I will make sure not to be too close when you're around. Just please don't go.
So let's go ahead and review this episode, Mr. Agreste. And what an episode it was. It was so good that the episode was like, welcome to season 6. We have finally arrived, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna start out. It is Luca, and he's on his way to leaving Paris because he now knows Ladybug and Cat Noir's identity, which could put him at risk for being akumatized by the new Butterfly Miraculous holder, aka Cerise. And so he ends up trying to leave Paris, and then Cat Noir is just asking Ladybug, he's like, are you sure he knows me and your identities? And Ladybug's like, yeah, he knows. And Cat Noir, aka Adrian, tries to stop him from leaving. He's like, Luca, you don't have to do this. You could stay here. And Luca's all like, yeah, I have to go. Or so we thought that was the reason he had to leave Paris. But, we later on find out that it's definitely deeper than what we thought. So then we have Adrian, and, it's kind of after his father's death, and, he's hearing that his father is a hero. We have Theo, who wants to make a gigantic statue of Gabriel Agreste. And honestly, I just found that very interesting because it's like, how was Theo all of a sudden interested in Mr. Agreste and singing his praises? And he's like, yeah, I work with him all the time. He's like, I know him. And to me, it was just kind of strange and random because it's like Theo was never like in the Agreste house, let alone anyone else being in the Agreste house. Like the only one that knew Gabriel was Natalie, Adrian, the bodyguard, and that was pretty much it because, we knew the man was a giant recluse. So that's why I thought it was a bit odd to me that he was like, yeah, I want to make a statue of Gabriel Agreste. And it just didn't make any sense to me. He was borderline obsessed with Gabriel Agreste and basically saying how wonderful he is. And Adrian's just like, whoa there, Theo. He was not a hero. He wasn't a good man. He kept me in the house, basically shut me out from everyone, kept me from my girlfriend, you really don't know this man. And it is weird that Theo thinks of him so highly, taking the fact that, he didn't really know Gabriel Agreste like that. And we see, that maybe he didn't know Gabriel as well as he thought. So after Adrian gets really upset and walks out of the meeting of the statue of his father, we have Marinette, and she's like, yeah, I gotta go take my guitar lesson. So we see Luca in this Zoom thing, and we also get introduced to Luca's girlfriend. I'm sorry, fake girlfriend. And her name is Irupe or either Irupi. Somebody please help me. I don't know how to speak Brazil. If you know how to speak Brazil, please help me pronounce her name. But yeah, we meet her. And that was just pretty crazy. And so she's talking to Luca and she's like, did you ever tell her, how you felt? And then we get this big flashback and Luca's transforming into Viperian. And basically he's confessing his love to Marinette, telling her that he still loves her. I did not see that coming. And I'm so glad that that wasn't spoiled because it would have ruined the whole episode in the spoilers. But yeah, he basically just confesses that he still loves Marinette. And I was kind of thinking he was getting over her, but apparently not. And that, my friends, is the reason why he left Paris, which is crazy. It's like you really left Paris because you still loved Marinette. It's like, I feel like season 5, Luca would have actually told Marinette and confessed that he actually still had feelings for her instead of just leaving Paris, because it's just really odd that in season 5, they made it seem like to us, the audience, that he left because he knew their identities. And Ladybug technically told him to leave. Somebody please tell me what episode that was in the comments. I don't remember which one, but yeah, she basically tells him that you have to leave because you know our identities. And then he does the whole second chance thing, and he's like, forgive me because I'm about to lie to you. And she's like, no, don't do that. And he ends up doing it. And he's like, yeah, I'm leaving because, I have a fake girlfriend. And she's like, oh, that's great. And they kind of just go their separate ways. But he knows he lied to her because he still had feelings for her. And then we have Adrian. He calls Natalie. He's like, yeah, I don't want this statue built because this does not represent my father. This was not who my father was. I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, and they're trying to make this man seem like a hero, but I don't believe it. Basically, Adrian's like, I am not fixing to eat this bologna that y'all are trying to feed me. Like, no, we're not doing it. And so, yeah, he calls off the whole statue making, and Theo gets upset because he is a statue maker. Like, he made that statue of Ladybug, who he was obsessed with, but now he was supposed to be obsessed with Gabriel Agreste, which I don't understand. But anyways, we're gonna roll with it. And he's like, yeah, I don't want you to make the statue. Theo gets mad and he gets akumatized into Mr. Agreste. He causes all sorts of chaos. He's throwing little clay like parts of himself as the statue. I love the way they made him into this villain. Like, this is what I was looking for in a Miraculous episode. Give me something original and also give me something that's new, and that's exactly what they did. Love the Gabriel Agreste cameo, because I know everybody's like, oh my goodness, Cerise is like a boss, as a villain, but she's not even giving to me yet. She's not even giving me villain. Like, it's kind of weak to me, and the show even like acknowledges that, which is why they had to bring back a Gabriel Agreste cameo. But I guess we'll just leave it to them. And even when he goes and he's trying to like get Adrian out of his house, Adrian is so shook because he's like, this looks exactly like my dad. Like, he's talking like my dad. And I love how somebody pointed out in their video that they had like the Gabriel Agreste like voice in the background when Cerise was talking, which was definitely interesting. Loved that little touch. Like, thank you for the details, Miraculous. And it was just such an amazing episode. And then we fast forward to Marinette, and she's trying to meet with Luca because she's like, I need to tell you something. And Luca definitely wasn't prepared for what she was about to say. And she's like, yeah, so, Adrian's father is actually Gabriel Agreste, and he caused all this stuff in Paris, and he basically told me to keep the truth from him. And the next reaction Luca had, I was not prepared for that. I was like, wait, what? He's like, give me your miraculous. I'm the only one that can fix this, and he's just panicking, and he's like, why would you tell me this? Like, he's basically just panicking, and he can't actually handle this. Like, Alia was just mad, but Luca's reaction was 10 times worse. We have the calmest character in the show, you guys, and his reaction was 10 times worse than Alia's. Oh, we already know what's going to happen when Adrian finds out. Like, they're definitely foreshadowing and building this up. But also in this episode, I'm like, are they building up that Luca Net could actually make a comeback? I know people aren't pointing this out and like, they're like, no, that can't happen. Adrian Net is still together. But guess what? Once she drops that bombshell on Adrian, there's only one thing that's going to probably happen is the Adrianette breakup. And guess who's going to be there to catch and pick up the pieces when it falls apart? It's going to be Luca. So Luca's probably going to be like, you know what? I care for you. I understand and all this other stuff. And Lucanette could possibly make a comeback because I don't really have super high hopes for Adrianette staying together. Once this big secret falls to pieces and basically makes everything crumble. So, and before that, she actually asked Luca to give her the miraculous so she could combine with the snake miraculous. And let me just say, the colors, like the burgundy, the black, and the purple, and the bangs she had was so nice. The highlights in her hair. I love the way her hair looked in this transformation. I just think it's so beautiful. I love the fact that they started incorporating her doing the unifies. I'm just glad that they're still doing it, and I hope that she keeps unifying with different miraculous in the future. And she ends up doing the same thing that Luca did to her, which is use a second chance. And she basically just tells him, please love your girlfriend, like, because now she knows that Luca is in love with her. Like, she can't unsee what she just saw. So she's basically kind of like, I don't even know how to handle this. And in the end, of course, Ladybug ends up getting captured, but she ends up doing a lucky charm, and Adrian's basically just screaming at the statue, like, why did you lock me up? Why did you, not take care of me? Why weren't you there for me? Why didn't you want me to be with my girlfriend? And different things like that, until the statue keeps cracking because Theo realizes that he didn't know anything about Gabriel Agreste and what was going on with Gabriel Agreste behind the scenes. And we also have Natalie telling Marinette that it's too late. Like, we're already too far deep into this. If you reveal that you are Ladybug, and if you reveal that Gabriel Agreste was Hawkmoth, then it's going to send Adrian into a frenzy and also reveal that Natalie was Gabriel's accomplice. So, yeah, she's like, don't basically risk everything that we've basically already built. And Natalie is basically just glaring at her throughout this whole episode, like, you better not say anything because it's too late. And of course, Marinette is just about to pop. She's about to burst because it's eating away at her on the inside. And we've already seen it before, but it's definitely showing in this episode. So you guys, this is the review for Gabriel Agreste. 10 out of 10, best episode so far. And I hope that the rest of them are like this to come. Let me know what you think about this episode in the comments below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And always remember, MLB fam, have a miraculously awesome day.
夜に溶ける